Hey guys, you're watching Cait Straight Up and I am Caitlin, and today we are going to have a steak dinner on a stick. You heard me right. We are going to have an entire steak dinner on one stick that we could throw on our barbecue, our grill, or we could cook on a grill pan in our home. So this is going to be epic if you didn't just hear all that or get it. But we are making a complete steak dinner, something you might get at a steak restaurant on a stick. It's my favorite kebab recipe and you're gonna love it. To start out this recipe, you're gonna wanna marinate some steak. So I would either buy some type of sirloin or strip steak. You don't want anything that's gonna be too tough or need a lot of time on the grill cooking. So I have a sirloin right here. I cubed it up. We want our cubes to be a reasonable size so they cook fairly quickly, and then we're gonna marinate it overnight. I did a really easy marinade of a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, some soy sauce, garlic powder, salt and pepper, onion powder, and a little bit of paprika and some mesquite seasoning if I have to be honest, but it smells delicious. I left it overnight in my fridge in a plastic bag and we are ready to build our skewers or our kebabs. I prefer to let my steak marinate overnight in that plastic bag like I talked about. However, if you only have a couple hours, that's fine. Any amount of time that you can marinate it would be good, but overnight would be best. We're then going to soak our skewers so that they don't light on fire on our grill. Very simple, just toss them in some water and then we get to building. I'm going to talk about some other ingredients that we have really quickly and then we're going to get building. If you go to a steak restaurant, what do they serve with steak? Usually a delicious green, so I have Brussels sprouts. They always have a potato, so I got a nice thin slice of potato, and then we have our mushrooms and our onion, which just we know goes great with a delicious steak. Important things that you want to think about when you're making your sliced veggies for these skewers is that everything needs to cook fairly quickly. These can't sit on the grill forever where your steak is going to get tough. So when you're doing your potato slices, you're going to want them nice and thin like that. Potatoes take an incredibly long time on the grill unless they're thin. So give them a nice thin slice like that. Same thing with our Brussels sprouts. Honestly, smaller Brussels sprouts work better for this recipe. I might ignore this big boy, but any Brussels sprouts you have is fine, as long as you cut them in half. Honestly though, the smaller ones are a little bit better. For my mushroom and my onion options, I went with red because I think that that's great on the grill, and I have a baby portobello for my mushroom choice, but any mushroom would work. So then you just need to start assembling. I do like to keep a little bit of order with my skewer, so I usually start with some onion. I always want to do veggie first before I go into my meat. So I'm going to go onion, potato, but you go whatever order that you want. So I'm going to start with onion, potato. I like to leave a tiny bit of room in between, but not too much. And then we're going to do steak. Just push that on. And then we're going to go to our sprouts. I'm going to turn this around here for you. Just give it a nice push in. Whoop. And then our mushroom. You're going to want to count out how much of each ingredient you have for every skewer. That's kind of how you know how to build it out. I'm going to do about 2 to 3 pieces of meat per skewer. If one person gets a super big piece of steak, then maybe they'll only get 2. But then you're going to just kind of keep building it out. So I do 2 veggies, then a piece of meat, then I repeat my veggies. So I got, again, I'm going right back to my onion, then I'm going to go to potato. Oh, gotta push hard there, perfect. And then I'm gonna do 1 more piece of meat and then finish off with a brussel and a mushroom. Another important thing to note while you're making these skewers is that if you touch any of the veggies with your contaminated hands from your raw meat, then obviously all of these veggies need to go on the grill. So I don't know about you, but that looks like a delicious steak dinner on a stick, and I'm gonna keep assembling, but that looks freaking awesome. So when your steak dinners on a stick are all assembled like this and look fantastic, we got our potatoes, we got our onions, we got our mushrooms, we got our steak, we got our Brussels sprouts. So this recipe is perfect to cook on the grill, in your oven, or on a grill pan stovetop. If you are cooking on the grill, you're gonna get your grill nice and hot, throw them on, and when your veggies are soft and your steak is cooked, they are ready. Nice hot grill, throw them on, couldn't be easier. So since I'm filming indoors today, I'm gonna be cooking mine on the grill pan. And here we go, we're gonna get them all cooked up. You're gonna wanna make sure that you have a very hot pan and that you're cooking them evenly. You do want to rotate them a little bit throughout cooking so that each side gets to cook evenly. If you don't have a grill pan and you don't have a grill, then they could always just be tossed in your oven. Throw a rack over a sheet pan, throw them in the oven at about 375 to 400 degree heat, and when your veggies are soft and your steak is cooked, they're ready. And after about 10 to 15 minutes on your grill or grill pan and about 10 to 12 minutes in a 450 degree oven, your steak dinner on a stick. These steak kebabs with Brussels sprouts, potatoes, steak, onion, mushrooms, they are done and they are ready to get dug into. And guys, this is gonna be the funnest kebab you make all summer. Make sure to subscribe to Cait Straight Up for more recipes like this one every Tuesday. Find me on Instagram, Cait Straight Up Cooking. And other than that, guys, we are grilling, we are having fun, we're making cocktails, frozen treats, everything all summer. Come check me out, hang out with me in my kitchen, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.